Hey you. Yes, you. Thank you for clicking on this video. I haven't uploaded in almost a month now, so I appreciate you for sticking by. But now, it's time that I show you what I have been working on. In the last episode, we pushed our DP to 350, so now it's time to head to the winter region on a quest to grind for the helmet that every BDO player wears. The Labyrinth helmet. I wanted to try every spot available to see which one's the best, but then I saw this joke of a spot. Wait, 5.6k silver with this gear score? That's absurd. I'm not even gonna touch this spot, screw that. So I first tried Jade Forest, which seemed to be the most popular spot in the region. Okay, so this spot is a little odd. It requires a little bit of thinking, which I don't normally do. I had to be mindful of using super armors, otherwise I'd get knocked down. And the mobs? They don't die in one skill, which in comparison to my previous grinds was vastly different. Better try to get some back attacks in because these guys are chunky. But the best part? Dopamine! Haha! Have you ever thought of going to Arsha for that sweet 50% drop rate, but always get discouraged with the thought of PvP? Then I present to you my favorite spot, Mrowak's Labyrinth, where you can grind in Arsha without a single dose of PvP. Here you get your own room to grind where no one else is allowed to enter, not even your internet girlfriend. But be wary, because rooms are limited on a first come first serve basis and strictly no reservations. Now rejoice with your 50% drop rate in this chill grind spot where you don't have to do a rotation. What you're seeing is queen hunting, or what I'd like to call iridescent farming. The reason why this became my favorite spot, but I'm not going to bother explaining what it is because they reworked how the queen spawns, nerfing the area. You'll meet other grinders in this room, but I haven't encountered any PvP despite being on Arsha. It does make me wonder, however, what happens in this room on the anonymous server where PvP is always enabled. Do you care to find out? Now here's a spot that's unlike any other. No loot scroll needed, but there's no brute forcing your way through this one because killing everything in sight isn't gonna cut it. There are actual mechanics here. Mechanics too hard for my non-working brain, I had to search it up. So I shouldn't kill the mobs? That's new. This spot's gear requirements is on the lower end, so there's no real sense of danger here, and it's incredibly boring, making it a good activity for when you have trouble falling asleep. You better hope you don't get any witch's token or else you'll be forced to go here. Ah, shit. 500 Ancient Spirit Dust, 200 Caphras, and 800 Blackstones? Yeah, you're gonna wanna use your tokens. Sweet! Now that's 3 more DP on the board, putting us at 355. Then I went back to Jade Forest to grind for Caphras. I grinded so much I even farmed enough embers to craft a secondary flame. A 297 AP bracket achieved. Now I just have to complete my cups, so back to where we came from. Orcs. What do I even show here? Oh yeah, there's nothing here. Nagas. One of the worst places, not because of the grind, but because you know you're missing on so much loot. Bro, there's so much glitter on the ground. This is tragic. Consider turning your opacity down to 30 to unsee that bullshit. And that's all cups completed. Maximum damage. Let's go. Now if you're wondering, if I am manually grinding for all these mats, where does all my silver go? Well, see for yourself. We have 6 more attempts for our pen Baxter. Well, let's get this done. Here goes number 1. Send it. Oh my god.
It's painful. So painful.
5th attempt, let's go! That's right. I used all my silver on outfits for nothing. You know what sucks is I was hoping I got nothing considering this is also a 5% chance, cause now it feels like I used my RNG on the wrong item. Oh, J-Hammer feet up! More like minus 30 memory fragments, that's what this item really is. By this point I was tired. I needed to look for something that could distract me from grinding. Horse training event is finally here! As for these Imperial Training Scrolls, I got a Krogdalo gear crafting box, which gives the only 2 unbuyable materials for the Krogdalo gear, the Latent Auras and Spirit Stone Fragments. And while the rest of the materials can be purchased in the central market, I figured manually gathering some of them would be the fun little distraction that I needed, so I chose 2 items to manually gather: corals and mithrils. Then I prepared some underwater gear, crystals, and buffs, and hopped on my boat itching for an adventure. Not even 40 minutes later, I was already itching to go back. Coral gathering was a horrible experience. I would never do that again. Mithril gathering, on the other hand, was quite fun. It was more traveling than gathering, and I just thought it was quite funny how these ores were hidden, but not really. Like, I'd search for where it is on the map using BDO codex, and it's like, where could it possibly be? And you see the most obvious hole or something, and like, oh, I wonder what's in there. Then you see it. I don't know, maybe I was just really bored at this point. 3, 2, 1. Hey, let's go! Krogdalo set done! Now I can do this. 5 AP for 1 hour. And that marks the end of today's episode. Thank you once again for watching, and see you guys on the next one.